What's up, guys? Welcome to A Reseller's Life. My name is Chris. Thank you so much for joining me. In this episode, I'm going to go over my 64 top tips from reselling the last 3 years and also 549 of the top clothing brands for shoes and clothing to sell on eBay based on my research on Terapeak, the sold section, and all the consignment shops local to me. Put all those brands together in one list. If you want to skip ahead to that list, it's tip number 5. I'll go ahead and put that in the description below so you guys can skip ahead. This took a really long time to put together, so if you guys wouldn't mind, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and let's get straight into it. So the reason why I did the 549 top brands for shoes and clothing is because it's one of the easier categories to get started in. I don't want people spending a lot of money when you first get started other than on inventory, and people are buying the wrong brands. So you need to understand that not just brands are important, but also style. So you are responsible for looking up which specific models or style numbers inside of these brands actually sell well. But just keep in mind, not all brands do well, and some styles do not need a good brand and will still sell well. Just to give you guys an example, there are over 1 million cardigans that sold on eBay in the last 90 days, and I think 500,000 of them don't even have a brand. Okay, so certain styles still sell well and they're not necessarily tied to a brand. So the top categories on eBay are art, antiques, medical devices. Be careful with these because some require prescription, collectibles, tractor and farm equipment, men and women's shoes, clothing, software, bicycles, cell phones, jewelry, currency, sports equipment, appliances, home goods, video games, in-season items, electronics, and of course, name brands sell super well. If you guys want to check out this list, it's available online at bit.ly/reseller tips. I'll put that link in the description below. I'm just going to have this link in all my videos so that I can quickly update this list with all the most useful information and tips. If you find any corrections or you want to give me your own tip, just email me at chris@dailyrefinement.com and I'll give you credit as we continue to go through this list. So let's get straight into it. Number 1, and this is the most important tip, and this is just writing down what your specific goal is. So is your goal $5,000 per month? That's the most common one. Once you write it down, you can start building an action plan. If you need some help, go to the Facebook group and write what your goal is and what you need help with, and people will help you. The Facebook group is called the Reseller Collective. It's free. Go in there and be specific. Do not post any outside links. I don't post any links, no links. If you want a closet review for your Poshmark or you want an eBay store review, write your username and then your specific question and people will help you. If I have time, I will hop in there and do store reviews, but I'm no longer doing store reviews, so I have 2 more to clean up and then that's it. I'm just going to rely on the group to self-police itself. There's thousands of really nice people in there who would be happy to take a look at your store, and we can all work together and be great resellers together. Okay, number 2, determine how much time you have. If you have 30 hours a week to resell, maybe 20 hours of that is sourcing, 10 hours of it is listing. Figure out how long it takes you to do each part of the reselling process so that you can figure out your schedule. And there are no successful resellers who earn a 6-figure income and above that don't have a schedule. It's impossible to accidentally sell that much stuff. You need a plan. You can get by without a schedule, but I'm just designing it so that you have a professional level idea of what it takes, and then you can do whatever you like. If you only want to make $1,000 a month, it's pretty straightforward. You could probably do it in 1 weekend, honestly. So really important to just understand how much time you have. Number 3, remember to add time or money penalties to specific items. When I'm reviewing people's stores, if you have too many categories, most likely your store is really small and you don't have a listing habit. You're not going to have a listing habit if you sell in too many categories because you're never going to get enough time to get good at it. You have to get good at listing a certain type of thing, and that takes practice. If you're switching between category here, category there, platform here, platform there, you'll never get good enough and your store will stay small. And you have to have a big store, not necessarily a large number of items, but you have to sell a bunch of stuff in order to make a lot of money. You can't make all of your profit on one item. You're going to have to do some level of volume. So again, if it requires testing, cleaning, if you have to pay attention to detail or measurements or describe defects, that's all going to take time. And remember, the average clothing item on eBay only sells for $11.88. If you subtract first class shipping, fees, you're left with $3 basically. So even if you got the item for free and you don't get a return and you for sure sell it, which is not always the case in clothing, you only make $3. So again, you're going to have to get really good at it if you're going to make any money selling stuff that's $12, or you're going to have to get good enough to source stuff that's more expensive. Number 4, focus on mastering categories that can make you at least $100 daily. So I say focus on one category until it's 100, then diversify. Figure out clothing or shoes or electronics, microphones, cameras, watches, something till you get to $100. Focus, focus, focus. If you can't focus, you probably will never figure out how to get $100 in all your categories combined. Just do one at a time. There's plenty of time. If you do 3 categories that make $100 a day, that's literally a 6-figure income. That's amazing. That'll put you in the top 10% of earners in America with just learning 3 different categories to sell. $100 is totally doable. Just understand how many items you need and what kind of stock you need in order to achieve that. The example I use in this sheet, which again is available at bit.ly/reseller tips. 500 suits you have in stock, maybe you'll sell 2 or 3 a day. $33 profit a piece. There's your $100. Most people don't have the patience to list 500 suits really, really well in their store, so they'll never get there. They'll list 10 suits and say, suits don't work, and give up. But suits have a really slow sell-through because it's very specific to a person's body. It's hard to find the right suit, especially online. So most people, again, do not have the patience. So just stay the route, stay on track, and knock out $100 profit in each category before you move to the next one. Number 5, narrow your categories down to a maximum of 8. So go to the beginning of the video or go to the beginning of the sheet, write down all those different categories, pick 8 to sort of tinker around in and figure out what you like, and then narrow it down to just 1 to get to $100. So here I have listed the top 549 clothing and shoe brands for resale value. This is based on Consignment, Shops, and Terapeak. I included all of the links to that in the top of this document. So I have the link to the business policies, the free eBay shipping coupon, all the free shipping coupons. All the free shipping supplies from the post office. I've included all those links for free in this description to make it easier for you guys to find it. This is a lot of brands, guys, and you probably have not heard of over half of them unless you sell in the clothing category. So it would behoove you to go through this list and just sort of start downloading the different brands that sell super well. It's not just Nike, guys. There's literally over 500 brands with really, really, really strong sell-through on eBay, and we're talking about solds of over $30. The average clothing is only, again, $11.88. This is $30 plus clothing. Takes some time, it takes some skill. If it's out of season, it probably is not going to work. You're going to have to really understand what you're doing in order to get $30 a piece for clothing. You have to have an eye and some experience. Number 6, create a clear brand for your store. Do you want to be that garage sales type store where everything looks like it should be $1? Do you want to be a high-end store where everything looks the same? You decide, but again, own it. If you're going to be an online garage sale, that's fine. Just say, these are my treasures from looking around over the years. I'm a talented picker. Maybe you'll enjoy these finds as much as I do. That actually makes sense to me as a buyer, and I might support that store. You just don't want a mix of both. Some stores, it looks like sometimes they're serious and sometimes they're not. Just pick a brand, stick with it. Consistency is key. Number 7, create dedicated, uncluttered reselling areas. I go into this in more depth in my reseller guide, which is $35. If you guys want to support me, because making this type of stuff takes a long time, you can buy that for $35 with code YouTube. If you don't want to pay, you can just use a free affiliate link also and sign up for a free trial for something. Email me and say you don't have any money and I'll give you the course for free. Again, I'd rather you not spend too much money on courses. I'd rather you spend that money on inventory to get started. But I go over how to make a prep area, sorting area, cleaning area, photography, listing, shipping, and an inventory system. Pretty straightforward. If you create a dedicated area for all of those, then I would say you're well on your way to creating a business and not just a side hustle. Number 8, plan daily, weekly, monthly breaks. You need this. You need something to look forward to. What's the point of working really hard if you're not working towards something? People operate a lot better when they have goals and plans and challenges, because it's just more fun. So you want to look forward, break your time into a week, a month, a quarter, just to stay on track and make it more fun. Number 9, schedule work sprints. Just like you make those longer goals, make some short-term goals, 30, 60, 90 minutes. This has saved me from burnout. You can get those timers or like a Pomodoro method, whatever you want to do to keep yourself motivated. Try not to listen to any information like this video when you're listing, right? Do that while you're shipping, and something that's repetitive, maybe listen to some stuff. But when you're really focusing on listing, do not listen to content. It's very difficult to do. Number 10, focus a growth mindset. You want to surround yourself with people who have the same goal as you and people who will help you become better. You are the average of the 5 people around you. This is why I recommend you listen to books on Audible. They are a sponsor. You can go to audibletrial.com/dailyrefinement and get a free book if you haven't used their service before, or you can join the Facebook group. Everybody in there is doing the same thing as you, and it's free. Hop in there, meet some friends, save your money for that $2,000 course, and take somebody out to a steak dinner to show you how to put together an Amazon FBA shipment. That's totally worth it. They would love to do that and help you. Most resellers are nice. It's one of the only industries where you actually I'm helping my enemies right now. But again, it can turn around and mean that people are sending me supplies to sell. Just another reminder that I am selling only shoes at this point. So if you want to send me shoes, just email me, chris@dailyrefinement.com. We'll work out a deal and I'll pay. Okay. You want to, this is the strategy for how to get a really good store. When I'm reviewing stores, I check titles, descriptions, photos, shipping, return policies, promotions, and a product mix. That's how I do store reviews. I'm going to insert a store review right here so you guys can take a look. Okay, today we are going to do 3 store reviews. We're going to review my store that I'm taking to 10,000 listings, and also Adam's store in Canada and Kevin's store in France. So let's get straight into it. The 7 things I look for are titles, descriptions, photos, shipping, return policy, promotions, and product mix. So let's start with my store. I'm going to go in reverse order, which is product mix. So I'm going to scroll through here. I would guess, if I didn't know myself, that this is a shoe store because they're all shoes. The backgrounds are relatively consistent. I can see some shadowing in the photos. So to me, it looks like these are not stock photos. Also, traditionally, stock photos for shoes are just the right shoe. So these are both shoes, and usually stores don't do that. So it looks like I'm buying from a mom and pop store. That's the first thing I would see. Now I'm going to click into a listing. This is a pair of Adidas. I'm going to look at the title. I have basically all 80 characters used. You don't have to do that. You just want the most relevant keywords in there. This one is completely maxed out at 80. I am now switching to filling out every single item specific. Takes a long time, but it's worth it because now, I'm giving myself the maximum chance of selling it. Plus, I'm cross-posting this into Poshmark and Mercari, and look at how much information I'm bringing over. It's really easy to find my items. Photos, I recommend white background, at least 6, and bright. That's just for me. Shipping, customers prefer free. For me, I use free as a tool to make an item move faster. So I just listed this item. It has $10 shipping. Later, as I'm trying to flip the item faster, I may offer free shipping, but I don't give away the farm right in the beginning. So customers prefer free, but depending on the category, you don't have to have free shipping. In electronics, it's over 90% free shipping. In categories like this, you can charge $10 for shipping. You're not going to lose a sale over $10 on a pair of shoes unless it's a really common one. Return policy, 30 days free returns. All 3 stores have that. 30 days buyer pays returns is what all 3 stores use. That's what I recommend. So you can do whatever you like, free returns if you want. I recommend you charge the customer for returns, especially in clothing category. Okay, promotions. I recommend 2, bulk order discount, minimum order amount. So that means $50 or more, you get a discount, or maybe you buy 2 items and you get a discount. That's what I recommend. No one is using it, not even myself, but I am going to add those. I recommend promotions help. I do not recommend promoted listings for any reason. I don't think that you need them. I would rather you lower the price of your item a couple bucks and not just pay eBay a couple dollars more for extra exposure. Usually the lower price is a better experience for the buyer. And if you do what's good for the buyer, your item usually will sell. And the product mix, you don't want too many categories. Don't be a garage sale store. Looking at my store, scrolling through, doesn't look like a garage sale store. This looks like a liquidation store to me. It looks like whoever this person is buying shoes, bulk or whatever, and then reselling them online. That's what it looks like to me. It does not look like a retail store because retail stores have that uniform right shoe, right shoe, right shoe, right shoe, every shoe perfectly white. This doesn't look like that. So looks like a mom and pop shop. Okay, let's move to Adam's store in Canada. So let's take a look at it. If I scroll through it, it does not look like a store to me. It looks like somebody's attic, right? It's random items. There's no uniformity except for the model airplanes. I don't know what these are, but there's not the word model or airplane in the title. Maybe that's not necessary, but we're talking about a very specific thing. So Adam's sell-through rate is 5.8% per month, which means with 900 items selling, he's selling like, or 900 items listed, he's selling about 1 or 2 items a day. Relatively slow sell-through rate. My store with 900 listings should have between 9 and 18 sales per day with the same number of items, just because people use shoes more often. They're more commonly used. Home goods, batteries, electronics, equipment, that stuff's going to sell faster. Pictures are not bright to me. The shipping to me is reasonable. You could do free if you're trying to move the item faster. Your return policy is fine. You're not using any promotions. And the product mix to me, there's too many items under $25. For me, if you're selling hard goods, you gotta be really specific. You don't want items under $25 that are hard goods because it's just a lot of space, and you're also offering best offer. Here's an $8 mug that you're offering best offer on. Why? What if somebody were to offer you $2 on it? That's not even unreasonable because you're already giving away the item at $8. The $22.47 shipping is probably because I live in the United States and this is in Canada. But looking at that item, don't offer best offer under $25. You're just going to get annoyed with people sending you offers. Let's see. Let me sort by high to low. Best match is kind of a good idea because you can see what's popular. But yeah, this is a lot of models and toys. Again, vintage toys, vintage models. These look vintage to me. If you had a white background, your items would pop way more. I would say photos is your biggest issue here, at least for presentation for me. And just get some more common items that people use in your store. Your item just specifics are really short. You don't have a lot here for people to go off of. Condition is used. I mean, that's pretty obvious. And then I would do a lot closer up pictures. Your pictures are way too far away. I want to see close-ups of the item, and it's too dark, personally. Okay, so your store is great. You're doing a fantastic job. It's just the type of inventory you have, and your presentation could be a little bit better. Let's go to Kevin. Kevin is in France. Let's see here. 529 items for sale. Let's see how many sold. 69. So that's like 23 out of 529. 4% sell-through rate. Okay. I would guess the reason why your sell-through rate's a little bit lower than Adam's is because you have some books. Books just traditionally don't sell that quickly unless they're on Amazon or they're stuff that people need. Let me look at your sold items actually. See how many of them are books. I would guess very rarely are they books, but you're selling a significant number of books, so that's surprising to me. Actually, the majority of your sales seem to be books. So that's interesting. There's a lot of knickknacks in this store. This 100% looks like a flea market. Like if I were to go to like a sale, not even a sale, where like the back of a church at the end of a church sale, I would find this kind of stuff like being ready to be donated. It's so random. There's no very I would say this is like the definition of a garage sale store. Everything is random, old, cheap. There's nothing in here that's commonly used. You did switch to white background, which is nice. I would use a little bit softer light if I'm being picky. Video games sell super well, but again, it's something that you would find at a garage sale. Calculator. Yeah, the main issue is the title. I would put in a few more words if you can. The item specifics are fine. I like that you translate from French to English. That's nice. But really, this is tough because there's another downside of having a store like this, which is you don't get you never get any suppliers if you're in so many different categories because you can't focus. If you were like, I'm only gonna sell these rare cassette players or only books, then you can start doing some volume because you start to buy bulk from people. They start getting you a better deal. You start getting better at listing. That just happens once you focus on one category. So hopefully that was useful, guys. Again, if you're looking for a review, go ahead and hop into my Facebook group, the Reseller Collective, and you can ask someone to review your store in there. I'm not going to do it just because it takes me so long to do them. I apologize to Adam and Kevin. It took me almost a month to deliver 2 store reviews just because I've been swamped. And again, don't be a garage sale store. Focus on common items that people use. And I know it can be kind of boring, but I'm not really treating my resale business as like a hobby. It's a hobby kind of because I like shoes, but in a sense that I'm also not going to pick plush, even if I like it, because actually, you know, plush maybe I would pick plush because it's a pretty decent category, but I wouldn't pick it because it's not something people need. I want to pick stuff that people need. The stuff in these 2 stores, people don't need it. It's just a nice to have. So hopefully that's useful, guys. I'll see you in the next section. Okay, number 11. You want to get in the habit of taking 6 or more clear and consistent photographs. Number 12, get an accountability partner or an accountability group. I have both of those. I actually have regular office hours too. If you want to chat with me personally, I'm available from 6 to 7 a.m. Monday through Friday, and also Wednesday evenings at 5 p.m. all Pacific Standard Time. I live in Oakland, California. Number 13, resting is doing. If you really want to accelerate your productivity the next day, just go to bed earlier. Sounds crazy, but definitely works. Number 14, you want to create an unfair sourcing advantage. I just did a video in the first video of this series of getting to 10,000 items is with my buddy Ty and LaCroix. You want to download that Chrome extension. I'll put it in here to help you arbitrage from eBay to Amazon or from eBay to eBay. The number one place to source is eBay, guys. There's a billion listings on there. You only need 100 or so to make a comfortable living online. Just get good enough to source online so that you don't have to rely on driving around. You may also want to use other auction sites like Blue Lots, Bulk, Liquidation.com, GovDeals.org. You can hit up your local realtors. You can go to thrift stores, garage sales, retail arbitrage, flea markets, storage auctions. So many different ways to source. But again, you need an unfair advantage. Do not play by the rules that everyone else plays by. You need a connection. Focus on that. Number 15, change your focus from the reward that you're looking for. So like, let's say your Lamborghini that you're looking for. Instead of the Lamborghini, figure out that you need to make $500 a day so you can have a $15,000 income so you can comfortably afford the lease payment on a Lamborghini. So just focus on what you need to do to earn $500 a day net, right? Once you have that, you can get your Lamborghini later. But just focus on your activity goal, not your reward. Number 16, start journaling everything. Any journal works as long as you're consistent. Number 17, this is how you eliminate death piles. Always list more than you buy. Very straightforward. If you go out and you buy 20 items, go home and list 25 items before you go out. Go out, buy 100 items, come home, list 105 items. If you keep doing that, your death pile will shrink, and over time, you won't have one. I never recommend having more than 2 weeks of inventory. Again, this document is available at bit.ly/resellertips. It's free. Join, hop in, email me if you have any tips and suggestions. This is a group project. Number 18, adjust or use an inventory system that you can outgrow. This is important. Depending on what your system is, if you just number them 1 through 100, once you get to 100, you're going to need a new system. You want to get a system like mine that can go beyond how big your store is ever going to be. My system can hold 26,000 items. I'm never going to reach that goal, but I'm never going to need a new inventory system either. So you want to make one that will grow with you. Not knowing where your items are is probably one of the most annoying defects you can have. Bad experience for the buyer. You get a ding on your account and you might get a negative feedback or an unhappy customer. Take it from me. You want to get your inventory system really clean so that you're not having a lot of unhappy customers. Number 19. You want to write a job description for every single process in your store. Very important. Because if you can train somebody else how to do it, then you've really mastered it. Most of the time, if you can't explain it clearly, somebody else can't do it. So that somebody else is actually you. You can't do it if you haven't properly written down what the exact process is that you do. I know that listing an item takes me a little under 7 minutes. If I factor in finding the item, cleaning the item, prepping the item, listing it, photographing it, listing it, taking it down from the other platforms, putting it in an envelope, packing it and taking it over to where the USPS person picks it up, and doing the accounting, it's like 6 minutes and 6.67 minutes per listing, right? I know how long it takes because I've written everything down. I'm in the process now of trying to give that ad to somebody else to help me. So again, that's my favorite tip out of all of these. Let me know in the comment section below what your favorite tip is. But my favorite one is writing a job description for every single process. Number 20, one bank account, one debit card, maybe one credit card, and one CPA. You need those if you want to run this type of business. Number 21, make a sourcing map. And in your area, you can use Google Maps and then rank them based on how well they provide you profitable inventory. Number 22, smile and ask for a nice guy discount or a young lady discount. This always works, especially if you are a senior and you ask for a young lady discount. They're going to give it to you because you basically need to respect your elders. If that happens, you're going to get the senior discount, even if they don't offer one, just by being nice. Smile, show compassion, be kind. Get out of your comfort zone. Always ask for a discount. People can feel your positive energy. Like they say, smile as if you don't know who's looking. Number 23, sign up for the eBay Partner Network and Amazon Associates. This is really important, guys. Everybody should be making some money on affiliate income. It's one of the only things that's actually free money. Okay, you go to Amazon Associates, you sign up. You go to eBay Partner Network, you sign up. You give that link to a friend. They click on it and buy something within 24 hours. You get a piece of the pie. Very straightforward. If you need help with that, email me, chris@dailyrefinement.com, or let me know in the description below if you want help on that. Number 24, pick 5 people that you want to actually be the average of. That's important. Once you pick them, you're going to start to slowly become like them. Number 25, add 5 healthy foods to your diet. I like this a lot more than actually dieting. Just pick 5 good foods, eat those, and then you'll just start eating less of the garbage stuff. 90% good stuff, 10% whatever you want. That's my dietary advice for you. Number 26, follow Derek Sivers' mentality. Hell yes or no. That's a great way to determine whether or not you're buying inventory, whether or not you want to be friends with somebody, which YouTube video you want to watch. Hell yes or no. Number 27, focus on creating 8 to 10 strong relationships with suppliers. This is amazing, right? Once you have 8 or 10 people that you can rely on, you don't have to rely on just one, and that person can't force you to buy goods that you don't want, or you don't get desperate because you always have somebody else to talk to and they know that too. So they keep their prices competitive and start feeding you the best stuff. Makes everybody better. Competition is healthy. Number 28, read or listen to a book a week. The average CEO reads 52 books a year and the average person reads 0. So it's a big difference between the average person earning 300K or more and the average person 0 is just knowledge and then how to actually apply it. A lot of the times what CEOs are reading for is an action that they can take. It's different than people who are working in the companies. If you're a decision maker, you need to be looking for ideas to make your business better. Number 29, use social media for 2 major purposes: to gain insight on new products and services to sell, or to scope potential buyers. So a lot of people use social media to share what they ate last night, but you could use it to figure out what's selling really well and what people are talking about and just buy more of those things. Number 30, schedule a paid discussion with your local CPA. This is really cool and usually worth the money. So definitely meet up with them, call them. I use 1-800-ACCOUNTANT. And again, you're going to pay the money. It's going to be the best $1,000 you've ever spent, just because they're going to give you an idea of how to keep track of everything. But again, 1 bank account, 1 credit card, 1 debit card, CPA, you're going to know what to do. Number 31, you want to answer questions promptly when people ask you, and apologize to the customer before contacting eBay customer support, because eBay customer support is going to be a lot more lenient in removing stuff from your account if you've tried to make it right with the customer. Customers are upset. Maybe they didn't get the item when they wanted. Maybe they're trying to scam you, whatever. Try and work it out with them first before you contact eBay customer support. That way they actually have something to work with when they're trying to remove a defect from your account. Number 32, get the sourcing map and highlight what is it that only you can buy. Very important. If you live near something specific, you have an advantage. Number 33, the local real estate firms, local businesses, junk removal services need to have your card. Make a card. What is it you do? What is it you sell? Hand it to people. If you hand people a card that says, I sell anything and everything, no one's going to call you. It's much easier to say, I'm a junk removal service and I'm in the service of hauling. That's the only situation where you could get everything. But again, those are going to be more business customers that use that service. But say, I sell this, I sell that, hand it to people. They're going to be contacting you when they want to get rid of it, because otherwise they may just be donating it. Number 34, improve 4% of your listings daily. And after 30 days, you will have improved all of them. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Number 35, turn off best offer for under $25. It's already not going to make you very much money. On a $25 pair of shoes, you're only going to net $8 after everything. Why do you need to accept the best offer if at full price you only make $8 profit? If it's a first class item, it's like $11. So $11 is not very much money. Do you really want to offer a $5 or $6 discount? And you're opening yourself up to being annoyed when somebody offers you $6 for your $25 item. Don't even give them the opportunity. Just remove the offer option. You can also set up auto decline. For me, on cheaper items, I just don't offer the offer button. Number 36, create a shipping chart for frequently used shipping parameters. This is really important. This is going to help you save time when you're sourcing or listing items, because you're going to have an idea of, okay, this box is this much, this box is this much. If you know your numbers when you're out there sourcing, you can quickly determine if an item is profitable or not. Also in here, not included in this list, is how to use cubic shipping. Number 37. Use Google Remote Desktop. This is what I use to get my VAs to use my computer without them knowing all my passwords. You can use a password service like Dashlane or 1Password or LastPass. Those are all great as well. But you can also use Google Remote Desktop, and they can just log into your computer from a different country, which I like a lot because they can use my internet connection to upload photos or move listings around. My internet connection is usually a lot better than a third world country or a developing country. They may not have the strongest internet, so I want them to capitalize on mine. Just log in. So it's essentially just web browsing for them. Number 38, upgrade your network. This is important. Network with people around you, join professional networks, go to conferences, meet people. Self-explanatory. Number 39, add a QR affiliate code. I had mentioned earlier, joining the eBay Partner Network. You can make a QR code and put that on the back of a business card so your customer can scan it. I like to put the hottest item on eBay on there so that when they scan, they may buy the iPad. That's $200. You get a chunk of the final value fee. Or you could use the link back to your own store, however you do it. Number 40, take care of yourself physically. Sleep, diet, exercise. This is going to keep you on track. Consistent improvement and growth always trumps any kind of radical thing you did. So I love Brandon Carter. He's his fitness guru. He says when people email him like, I ate a salad today, he always replies back, you have accomplished nothing. One single task or one great day or one great week doesn't matter. It's all about consistency. Number 41, the fastest way to grow your business is to sell similar items. So this is counterintuitive. If you want to make money faster, you sell the same thing. You don't sell different things. Sell the same thing over and over and over again. That creates speed, efficiency. It creates basically advantages come from scale, economy of scale. The more you start selling the same thing, the more you save money, time, space. Also, just another thought on that process. If you sell a lot of the same stuff, you need about 50% less space. And the reason is because if you have a box all full of one thing, you can fill all the way to the top. But if your box has 20 different things in it, then you need 50 or 60% of the box to be air so you can actually reach in and pull it out. Otherwise, you need to dump the whole box out and look through all of them, and that's not efficient at all. So again, when you sell similar items, you need a lot less space. Number 42, eliminate distractions. Turn your phone off, put it in a different room, use airplane mode. Number 43, hire out tasks that you don't like doing or you will burn out. That's from Brian Thomas in the group. And again, these tips coming up right now are from people in the Facebook group, the Reseller Collective. Really, really great group of people. Awesome. No negativity in there. There's a no nonsense, no tolerance rule. If you suck, you'll just be removed. Just go in there. If you're having an issue, just explain what your issue is and somebody will help you. It is not the place to complain. No one cares. Everyone has their own problems. In fact, they might be happy that you have a problem. It might bring them some joy. The Schadenfreude concept, I don't know how to pronounce that word, but taking pleasure in other people's pain. That's what will happen if you post your complaint in any Facebook group. Don't do that. Just post what you're working through. People will help you. Number 44, consistent growth over time is not sexy, but that's how 99% of resellers do it. I agree with you, Joseph Sanchez. Number 45, create a consistent return process. Separate PO box for returns. I love that. Number 46, list items in batches. One of my favorite things. I can do 10, no problem. 20 would be better, but I'm kind of stretching it. Around 20 items, I'm feeling pretty burnt. Number 47, create and batch similar items at the same time. Number 46, keep track of spending on one credit card and track revenue in one bank account. Agreed. That's my one bank, one card, one CPA rule. Buy a thermal printer. I agree with that, Kyle. Number 50, source shipping supplies for free at the post office. I have included that link in the description above and below, and it's also great to get it from a local post office, a local sale, school, moving companies. A lot of these places have free shipping supplies. That's from Joanne King. Do everything in 1 or 2 days a week if you're a hobby seller. I love this idea from Karen Coleman. Don't spread it out to all 7 days if you want to have a life. Try to knock it all out in 1 or 2 days. Number 52, shred waste paper to use for packing materials. I actually just started doing this. I'm stuffing all of my shoes right now with newspaper, and then around the newspaper I put a piece of tissue paper so that the ink doesn't get into the shoe, and that's just saving paper and recycling. Number 53, avoid promoted listings. I agree with that. You don't need it, especially in the beginning. You get a bump from best match on eBay. So when you list a new item, you get a bump already. You don't have to pay for an extra bump if you're already getting a bump. If you're going to use promoted listings, use it on old items, not brand new ones. Joseph Martinez says, meet collectors in your niche. It will open up buy, sell, trade opportunities. Thanks, Joseph. 55, provide measurements to reduce returns. Agreed. Number 56, style, features, and item specifics matter. Absolutely. That's in my store review information above. Number 57, remember to remove all tags before shipping items. Very, very important. You don't want to let the customer know that you paid $2 and sold it to them for $500. They might be a little bit upset. Number 58, make your money when you buy, not when you sell. Agreed, Christy. 59, the first 4 hours are the most productive. Thank you, Marianne. Number 60, dedicated workspaces mean... Oh, this is great. This is from Susan Bredner. Make a sign that says do not disturb, or let your family know certain areas of the house are off limits. They cannot bother you when you are there. Also, people are pretty productive when they're bored. So if you just leave your phone in a different room and you're taking photographs in a different room, you're going to take photographs. You're only not going to take photographs if you're distracted. 61, don't get mad at your customers. It's easier to just assume responsibility and move on. Steven, you're like my hero. I love that. 62, if you're overwhelmed, don't think about what you're going to do tomorrow or the next hour. Just figure out what you're going to do right now. Stay present. Agreed. That's how those people get through those crazy ultra marathons. They just focus on the next 10 feet. They just focus on getting through the next 10 feet, and they just get hypnotized themselves into the next step, and they just keep going. Number 63 are just some Poshmark improvements that people have suggested. Adding a Poshmark credit or debit card, fixing the MSRP inflation, just basically preventing people from making a ridiculous MSRP, the ability to run a flash sale, a share all button. That's not going to happen, but we would all love that. Also, an item share throttling limit. So maybe if you're not going to allow a share all button, at least cap it. So every item can only be shared 3 times or something per day. Then it's easier for us because we can just share it 3 times and we don't have to compete against people who share a Merona pair of slacks 17,000 times all day and they are sharing the same item for 5 hours. Somebody just posted that in the Facebook group. I've been sharing for 5 hours and haven't had any sales. And I was thinking, what a glorious waste of time. You could have listed 200 items in 5 hours, but actually you just shared the same pair of Gap slippers over and over and over again. That will not work. Focus on putting quality items in your store. And 64, the last tip of the show is smash that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Hopefully this is useful, guys. This guide is available at bit.ly/reseller tips, and this video is brought to you by LaCroix, my friend Ty's software. That's in here as well, and you guys should check it out. It's really cool. It's a really good way to find profitable inventory and learn how to sell on Amazon. So just consider all these platforms as a marketing channel for you. You have an online store. eBay, Amazon, Poshmark, Mercari. It's your responsibility to understand how they work. You pick which platform makes you the most money. Take care, guys.